Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson.
Hello and welcome to Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson. Today is Thursday, May 9th, and there is a lot to cover today. We've got black holes, we've got creepy robotics, we've got Microsoft on all fronts. Let's dive into it. This is going to be a great show today. All right, first things first, check this out. Trippy NASA visualization takes you inside a black hole. If you've ever wondered what it's like to fly inside a black hole, there's a YouTube video now that you can watch. It basically flies all the way around you, and it's in 360. So if you have a Google Cardboard, or if you have a VR, you can actually watch it in VR and feel what it's like to go inside and through a black hole. Very, very cool simulation. I'll leave it at that. I'll put all the links in the comments as usual. Over to a long-form interview with Google CEO Sundar Pichai with Emily Chang from Bloomberg. And I'll just play a little bit of it and then I'll put the link in, and you can check it out on your own leisure.
We are in the Plex. This is the center of Google. Gosh, it's hard to remember life before Google. It changed literally everything. How we live, how we work, how we communicate, how we get literally anywhere on a googly colored bike. Google has been the front door of the internet for over 2 decades. And now there are so many doors. Google may not be the first place you go for answers anymore. So what are they going to do about it? Hello.
Emily, so good to meet you again.
Good to see you again. Thanks so much for having us
There's
here.
a whole big long format interview there. I'll leave it in the comments of the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to get that. Over to AIs. Lonely teens are making friends with AIs. Teens are not just using chatbots for homework anymore. They're actually using it for someone to talk to. Lonely high schoolers are turning to AI models to take place of friends or even therapists. And actually, I had a discussion with this yesterday. Somebody asked me, what if, we build these algorithms and, it replaces humans in the fact that, let's say a crisis hotline, a suicide prevention hotline, and an AI. And I said, they said, would you like an AI to be to do that instead of a human? And I said, well, it depends. If the outcomes are better with AI, then yes, I think we should do that. So I think what we're seeing here is this kind of change where, people are starting to create real relationships with these. And also, I think there's a huge opportunity for AI to be a listening board, a sounding board for people. So anyway, I'll put the links in there. But yeah, I think this has a very, very strong possibility of being good for humans. Okay, over to a new AI search engine called Upend emerges from stealth, and it's powered by 100 LLMs. So instead of just searching using ChatGPT or Perplexity, it's actually using all the LLMs, and it is awesome. A Canadian startup, go Canada. I'm actually in Montreal right now, so I don't know where these guys are based, but it's out of University of Toronto. But this idea of being able to take all of these things together, all these LLMs, and put it together in a much more comprehensive response for somebody is really impressive. And it says, my goal is to make advanced Gen AI models more affordable, therefore democratizing access and ensuring everyone can harness the tools of tomorrow. I love it. That is so cool, and let's keep going on it. Okay, Microsoft, as you know, is a huge player. They made a huge investment, billions of dollars into OpenAI, and they've come out with all these reports on employment and employees and how they're using AI. And this is some interesting stats here. Data is in for 2024. Use of generative AI has nearly doubled in the last 6 months, with 75% of the global knowledge workers using it. 75% of global knowledge workers. Employees struggling under the new pace and volume of work are bringing their own AI to work. There's actually something, BYOAI, bring your own AI to work. So the idea here is people are coming with their ChatGPT or their Perplexity or whatever it is, and they're using it at work. And so AI is being woven into the workplace at unexpected scale. 75% of knowledge workers using it today. 40% of users started using it less than 6 months ago. Incredible. 90% of people say that it's saving them time and allowing them to focus on more important work and to be more creative. I think this is really the crux of this, because when you use these tools, you're not saying, hey, do my job. You're saying, do this crappy part of my job. And I think one of the things that AI is really good at that nobody's talking about is being a turd polisher, meaning you write a response to somebody and maybe you're in a bad mood or maybe you just don't know how to write, and it polishes your turds. I think AI as a turd polisher is pretty amazing, and it can help us get rid of the drudgery work that we don't want to do and really focus on the cool stuff of inventing innovation and moving forward. Over to Microsoft again. Microsoft is turning everyone into a prompt engineer. They have a new Copilot feature that will help you rewrite your prompts. If you've ever sat there in front of ChatGPT and wrote a prompt and you're like, no, that's not the answer I want. You write it again. And you're like, no, that's not what I want. And you write it again. And anyway, now they have a Copilot for writing prompts. So, there was somebody who said, oh, prompt engineer is going to be the job of the future. And I'm like, I don't know that it is going to be the job of the future, especially when these interfaces, Copilot can probably write way better prompts than we could ever write. So anyway, prompt engineer is now everybody. Amazing. Okay. Microsoft again is signing a $10 billion deal with Canadian company Brookfield. It's an investment firm that builds a lot of infrastructure. And they're building a 10 gigawatt energy framework for solar farms and wind. So a really big investment into sustainable energy. We need more renewables. We need more sustainable energy. We need a lot more energy. We need to go from 26 terawatt hours to 35 terawatt hours by the end of 2030. And that is a huge jump. And we have to do that through renewables so that we can keep the earth cool. We just need to cool the earth by 1 degree. If we can collectively cool the earth by 1 degree, we will be just fine as a species, and the planet will thank us as well, and all the beautiful animals and wildlife as well. Okay, some things we probably don't need. An AI-controlled fighter jet took to the air in a historic ride, and they're actually.
We tend to use AI and we think of it like it's a
I'll get
thing.
rid of the sound here for a second, but they basically this fighter jet is flying without the pilot touching anything, and it's actually doing really well in dogfights. So there's a whole video here. There's a whole write-up on it. You might want to go check it out. But the fact is, he's not touching the controls here anymore. The plane is literally flying itself. Amazing that we're taking people out of harm's way, but also terrifying at the same time. Okay, over to something equally terrifying. Neuralink, the company founded by Elon Musk, to put in electrodes into the brain to have a read-write functionality. The co-founder of Neuralink has quit because of safety concerns. And this does not bode well for Neuralink, but it also could be, a lot of turnover at Elon Musk's companies, from Tesla to SpaceX. There's a lot of turnover because he really pushes the envelope. And when you push the envelope, some things are dangerous. So it says here, I've pretty much devoted my entire life to bringing neural interfaces to the world of science, to the world of medicine, from the world of science to the world of medicine. But I felt in order to move to the world of medicine and technology, safety is paramount. And so I guess, not everybody feels that this is a safe thing to do right now. And I guess we'll keep an eye on that. Okay. I found this website here called Metaphysic.ai. And I just really love the fact that they can generate now photorealistic generative AI content very simply. I love their website, how you can just check it out there. But they can create sports figures or famous people or everything. It's all AI. So I think we're going to see AI in ways that we've never seen before. And so, I actually, this scanning rig here that's showing, I was in a scanning rig yesterday and in Montreal with the guys at Genius XR. So I'll show you that in a second. But this Metaphysic.ai seemed like a really cool thing to share with you guys. Over to Geospatial. There's a great company called Cesium, and what they do is they do geospatial mapping. So if you ever went into Google Maps and you zoomed in on something, you zoom, they create these tiles. And what these guys are doing is they've done that for all over the world, and you can bring it into a game engine, you can bring it into a game, you can bring it into a training simulator, whatever it is, and they have these new clips that they can share. And so the idea here is that you're able to clip out a tile and then host it either online or offline for in your game engine, in your clip it for offline use. And I think this is super interesting. And you can clip a section of the map that you want. So you take a section you want, you clip it, you size it, and now it's available offline. So in an app or something, if people don't have Wi-Fi, very, very cool stuff from Cesium, and great work from the Cesium team. Okay. Bedrock Studio is Amazon's attempt to simplify generative AI app development. If you've ever tried to build an AI app, first of all, finding talent is incredibly difficult right now. However, I don't know that we'll need the talent because AI is now designing AI. And so what they've done here is they've introduced this new tool called Bedrock Studio, designed to let organizations experiment with generative AI models, collaborate on those models, and ultimately build Gen AI powered apps. Really building apps now is going to be a thing for everyone, and not just for coders and programmers and developers, but really for everybody to do this. And I'm very, very excited for the ease of use to build new products and services. So very, very cool. Okay, this is another AI used for customer support, sales, and you just literally plug it in. And I had a meeting yesterday with a gentleman, Edward, and we were talking about what happens when customer support is kind of taken over by AI and how many millions of jobs that will displace. And so, we were talking about when will it take place? How long will it be? And then this popped into my radar yesterday. And, this is, I'll play it with audio so you can hear it.
Great. Would you prefer to bring your car to our downtown service center or the one on the east side?
I'll need an appointment for the East Side Service Center.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll transfer you now to Riley, our service scheduling specialist at the East Side location.
Hi there, I'm Riley. I understand you're looking to schedule a maintenance appointment at our East Side location.
Yes, I would love to book an appointment for tomorrow.
Let me check our availability for tomorrow at the East Side location. Just a moment.
Okay.
I've got good news. We have an opening tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Does that work for you?
So these agents are able to real-time pass from one to another. And I think this is, we're moving out of the large language model chatbot thing and into the world of agents. And that is the next phase of this. So, okay, over to more augmented reality. The National Library of Korea took this book that's from 1613, and it's not a real book. So what it is the ability, here we go, to, it's a replicate of the real book, because obviously you can't have people touching the real book, but this is a real paper book. You can turn the pages, and the augmented reality then changes based on the page that you've turned, and you can interact with it, you can touch it. I thought this was just so incredibly neat. What a great use of projection, allowing people to feel and touch text from ancient text. Just a very, very cool use of augmented reality technologies. And then, of course, you can enhance it, and you can do things that you could never do in a real book, allowing people to really get hands-on with things and history. I love it. Okay. 3D printing is a huge business, and it's getting bigger. This is a 3D printer that prints inside of liquid. 3D printing today lacks three things: speed, size, and materials. With liquid printing, they can produce full-scale furniture and other products in a matter of minutes. Check this out. They dive in with a needle, and it's in like some sort of agarose gel or some sort of liquid, and they're able to use the substrate, print in 3D. So because you can print in 3D and you don't have to worry about gravity because of the liquid, it'll sit in 3D space. This opens up all new, incredible opportunities for 3D printing. Variable line thicknesses, just incredible things you can do with this. And I'm just going to fast forward here because some of the things they print are really incredible. They're printing this lattice work. Look at that. And they were just able to pull it right out of the liquid. So all of these things have been printed in a liquid. And if you go here, you can actually see it being pulled out of the liquid. You print it, and then they pull it out of the liquid. It's just, man, we are really inventive people. Okay, over to something a little creepier. This is a Chinese museum where you can look at robots and interact with them. And it's, well, it's like something out of Westworld. There's a Steve Jobs. You can puppeteer it using facial tracking. Oh, the creepy factor. Like it even has a tongue. It's terrifying. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'll leave the link to the video. You can watch the whole video. It is something to behold. Okay. Yesterday I had the distinct privilege and excitement to try the Apple Vision Pro. So thank you to Paul from Felix and Paul. If you guys haven't tried their experiences in VR, it's absolutely mind-blowing stuff. They took 360 cameras, put them on the International Space Station, and I got to try that. But I got to try the Apple Vision Pro yesterday. It is as great as everybody says. It's a wonderful tool, really great. Thank you, Paul, for letting me try it. And also thank you to everybody in Montreal who's been so hospitable and helped me kind of navigate the industry here. And it's been wonderful. So I really want to thank everybody who's been part of that. Okay, again, in Montreal, did a lovely podcast with my friend Azad from Genius XR. I went to see their studios yesterday and recorded a wonderful podcast that will come out next week. And then also, I got myself volumetrically scanned yesterday. So I was in their Sony volumetric rig, got myself scanned, did a quick video, volumetric video. And so as soon as I get that back from them and it's processed, I will share it in one of my shows. So thank you guys for having me and all your hospitality. I really appreciate it. And the last thing I'll leave you with is a new commercial from iPad, the iPad